Welcome to our studio in Steinbronn. My name is Tobias Heller and today we'd like to show you some tips and tricks on how to assemble the SIMFix LP connector to ensure an optimal low pimp signal transmission. Let's get started with the assembly video. To remove the jacket, you should either use the dimension of roughly 28 mm or better still, use our jacket peeler. It enables you to easily remove the jacket without cutting the outer conductor. Additionally, the blade width suits the stripping dimension of the jacket quite well. The blade of the jacket peeler should be set flush with the end of the cable so that you can see a small gap. Then rotate the jacket peeler once around the cable while holding down the edge of the tool that faces towards the cable. The stripped cable's outer conductor is placed into the corrugation of the guiding block. Make sure that the round blade of the tool is able to cut the jacket. In addition, overlapping scraps of the jacket must not block the guiding block during rotation. Carefully remove the overlapping part of the jacket. Let the tool jaws close using the spring force. You do not have to apply any pressure to close the jaws. Only hold the tool by the long jaw. Rotate the tool in the direction indicated by the arrow. The spring tension is strong enough to completely cut the cable. Typically 3 rotations is enough, and once those jaws are fully closed, just add one single rotation to finish cutting the cable. Carefully cut the pre-cut jacket piece lengthwise with a strong sharp knife, without damaging or touching the outer conductor. If it is difficult to remove this part of the jacket, feel free to use a knife to carefully deepen this cut that is caused by the tool before. Take care not to damage or touch the outer conductor. We recommend using a pair of cutting pliers to remove the cut piece of outer conductor and insulation. Left-right rotation helps to strip off this piece. Depending on the cable manufacturer, the insulation may be bonded to the inner conductor. In this case, the outer conductor can be cut lengthwise and removed from the insulation by stretching it. If necessary, the insulation can be cut lengthwise before stripping it. But be careful, the inner conductor must not be scratched or damaged. After removing the insulation and the outer conductor, there may be adhesive residues, plastic residues, or dirt on the inner conductor. These must be removed carefully. You can use blunt tools or even fine sandpaper. If you like to use sandpaper instead for cleaning the inner conductor, take care to use it along the cable and do not use it in a rotation. This is very important. We also recommend to use a grit size of 1200 or higher. Don't forget to clean the contact area. Place the cable's inner conductor on the round guiding block with the outer conductor pushed against the side of the block. The cable's inner conductor should lie flat on the surface next to the spike on the guiding block. Cut off the inner conductor with concreter nippers or cutting pliers, guided by the slant of the block. Push the cable body onto the cable until it stops. A slight left-right rotation will ease this assembly step. Deburr the angularly cut inner conductor with a sharp, sturdy knife by virtually carving away the burrs. Separate the insulation carefully from the outer conductor. In the case of foam insulation, the insulation must be pushed towards the inner conductor. Place a solid knife or another thin and solid tool on the insulation near the outer conductor and push the insulation step by step all around towards the middle of the cable. Never insert the knife or tool between the outer conductor and the insulation. Otherwise, the outer conductor will be damaged or chippings could be scratched off. If done properly, a 360-degree gap between insulation and outer conductor will be visible. Don't forget to clean the contact area. Before the cable's outer conductor is flared with the tool block, it can be partly expanded outwards over a length of 3 to 5 mm with a fine flathead screwdriver. This prevents this part of the outer conductor from being bent further inwards when starting the expansion process by inserting the spike of the tool into the gap at this location. The position of the spike must be taken into consideration. Take care to place the spike right where the cable's outer conductor was pre-expanded. Pay attention to the position of the lever of the tool, which should stay in the original position. Rotate the tool by 360 degrees whilst firmly pushing the tool towards the cable. Further turns should be avoided, as we're not only expanding but also deburring the outer conductor, and further turns would produce more swarf, which could interfere with the signal transmission. While the cable is still in the tool, turn this lever by 180 degrees as far as it will go and turn it back. Some force is required to pull the cable out of the tool. Take care not to rotate the cable or the tool when pulling out. After the inner conductor has been calibrated by turning the lever of the tool, you should see this little notch here on the inner conductor. You should also see a uniformly expanded outer conductor. Clean the contact area again with a brush or compressed air. Push the connector head onto the cable's inner conductor without rotating it until you hear a clicking sound. Then rotate the connector's cable body by hand to start screwing the thread. Fix the position of the connector head. The only part that should be rotated is the connector's cable body. Tightening the two connector parts should be done with the help of a torque wrench and the recommended 25 Nm torque. We hope that you liked the video and it helps you to install the connector correctly. Please feel free to use the comment function below for any questions.